right, what's going on, you guys? Nick here with Nick Strength and Power. The big story of the day, the 2022 Olympia Amateur held in Italy, the much anticipated debut of Michal Krizo in the NPC. At this show, he was attempting to earn his pro card, and that's exactly what he did. So Michal Krizo did end up winning the overall. He also won the super heavyweight class to get into that overall call-out, and he won that pretty easily, and I think he won the overall call-out pretty easily. That being said, I was not super impressed with Krizo's conditioning here. So obviously, Krizo out-muscled every single competitor on this stage. I mean, it wasn't even close. The size that he carried. And keep in mind, I mean, this is fair because he came over from the IFBB Elite Pro. He was already a pro bodybuilder. He's going up against amateurs. So it's fair to assume that there's going to be a crazy size difference. These guys, these are not seasoned pros like Krizo is. He's been competing as a pro for years in the other organization. But he out-muscled all these guys just in a ridiculous way. So even though his conditioning was off, I don't think there was any way with the amount of muscle that he brought and the fact that he was still kind of in shape, none of these guys, it wouldn't have been okay for them to give anybody else a win just because of the sheer muscle. He had like 100 pounds of muscle over the next biggest guy. It was ridiculous. And then you've also got the fact that they gave the top three in that overall comparison each a pro card, which I didn't know they gave all three of the top three a pro card. I think that seems like a little bit easy to get a pro card. So there would have been really no way that Krizo wouldn't have gotten one. But this is pretty much the version of Krizo that I expected we would see here. Michal Krizo looked not stunning. He looked massive. He looked huge. I don't think the conditioning was as tight as it should have been. And that's kind of what I've been saying going on these past few updates that he's posted. I feel like he could be tighter. I feel like he could be drier. I feel like he could be harder. He looked pretty full here, but the conditioning just wasn't top notch. And I think, like I said, the reason for that, he has no real reason to peak for this show. You could tell, like I just said, he was so much more muscular than the next biggest guy. This was always going to be an easy victory for him. I don't think he was ever worried about winning this show. He knew obtaining that pro card was not going to be difficult, and that's kind of what I thought. I think that's what a lot of people thought, and that turned out to be the case. So I don't think this was his peak. I don't think he ever planned on peaking for this show. Like I've been saying, I think he did just enough to win this show and nothing more. Now, the Prague Pro, that's going to be at the end of the month. That's going to be where he's going to be attempting to qualify for the Olympia. So he is officially an IFBB Pro now. He can compete in IFBB Pro shows effective immediately, and he can attempt to qualify for the Olympia effective immediately. So this Prague Pro at the end of the month, I guess he's 3 weeks out from that. I don't know who all's doing that show, if there's any names right now, any big names that we know that are going to be there. But I do think for a pro stage, he's got to be a lot sharper than this. He's got to come in a lot tighter, a lot more conditioned. I'm curious to see how this size stacks up against current IFBB pros, because obviously against the stage of amateurs, he looks like an absolute monster. I mean, it's crazy how big he looks next to these guys. But I'm curious to see how that looks on an IFBB pro stage, and I really do think he needs to tighten up this conditioning for the Prague Pro, and certainly tighten it up for the Olympia. He's got to be way, way tighter than this. But again, I don't think this is a really good benchmark for how he looks, because I don't think he tried super hard for this show, to be completely honest. We talk about Andrew Jacked at the Texas Pro saying he was 75 or 80%. I think this is truly like a 75% of Michal Krizo. I think he could have sharpened, he could have looked 25% better for sure. I think this was truly a guy that was not really taking a show too seriously. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Michal Krizo is a pro. He won the overall at the Olympia Amateur. He is competing as a pro this month, the end of this month. He will be trying to get to the Olympia this year. What do you guys think about how he looked here? What do you think his odds are of winning a pro show, and how do you think he would stack up in the Olympia lineup, and what improvements do you think he needs to make? Now, you've also got the Tsunami Pro Show tomorrow. That will be Sunday, also in Italy. That's the show that James Hollingshead and Mark Hector are doing, so make sure you stay tuned to the channel for that. And then also tomorrow is the Legion Sports Festival Pro Men's Open Bodybuilding. That will be in Las Vegas, and again, that is also Sunday. So make sure you subscribe here for more coverage on that. And as always, give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Leave it a like. I love you guys. Appreciate you guys. Nick Strength and Power, signing out. All right, guys, don't forget to click that like button and subscribe to this channel if you enjoy the content. Also, check out my Instagram at NickStrengthPower. my Facebook page, which is simply Nick Strength and Power, my secondary YouTube channel, Nick Strength and Vlogs, for vlogs and bonus content that you will not see on this channel, and consider subscribing to my third YouTube channel, Nick Strength and Pokemon, which is all things Pokemon and trading card games, completely unrelated to this channel. So if you're into that, give that one a look. And all links to merchandise and social media will be in the description box below. If you guys want a Nick Strength and Power t-shirt, that will be in the Shopify link below. Have a great day.
Dancing in the good light, everybody's feeling warm and bright. It's such a fine and natural sight. Dancing in the good light, everybody's feeling warm and bright. It's such a fine and natural sight. Everybody's dancing in the good light. Everybody's dancing